Whew. All right. It is very, very bleak out here, and it looks as though the WNBA are in a pickle. They are in a very, very tight jam, and there seems to only be one option left as far as them moving forward with their league in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark and the WNBA have been forced to bring in replacement players and move on because it looks like a CBA deal will not be getting done. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Let's get right into it. So, I'm sitting around and I'm like, man, how can the WNBA move on from this? And all obviously with this large influx of funds coming from the Saudis, nobody can compete with them when it comes to finances. We all know that. We all know that. We all know nobody can compete with them when it comes to that. The only thing the WNBA in all actuality can do, because let's be clear, this whole CBA negotiation has been compromised. NECA, compromised. Nafisa, compromised. Brianna Stewart, compromised. Kelsey Plum, compromised. It's compromised. Everybody's compromised. Caitlin Clark and the WNBA have to move forward with the only two players that are not on rookie contracts, which is Lexi Brown and Kaylani Brown. The WNBA has to move on with Lexi Brown, Kaylani Brown, all of the players that are still on rookie contracts, and this incoming draft, the Olivia Miles, Lauren Betz's, you have your draft, you bring in those draft picks, and you fill out the rest of the rosters with replacement players. That is your only option. You still have Caitlin Clark. She's going to sell more tickets than any of those other people anyway. But the WNBA has to move forward. And from all the information I'm gathering, it seems like that's going to be the only option for the WNBA. In fact, the WNBA might take their offer to these players off the table and say, you know what? Go to Project B, have your Unrivaled, and we're going to move on. That might be the only option for the WNBA. They can't just stop having games. They're going to have to move on with the players on rookie contracts, and the players that are on original contracts. The only veterans on contracts for the next season is Lexi Brown and Kaylani Brown, because all of these other vets were trying to line themselves up to strike gold in the new CBA and get that money. So you have to move forward that way. Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark and all the rookies on rookie contracts, the 2026 rookie draft class, the two veterans that are under contract, plus replacement players. That is what is going to have to be done, because it does not look like they are throwing around Project B and Unrivaled like, yeah, I got this. I got options. I don't need the WNBA. So the WNBA, I'm sure they have to have some sort of contingency plan. They have to. Let's take a look. I'm going to read what was in the Project B article, but I want to take a look at Rachel Demita. Shout out to Rachel Demita. She said something very, very interesting that I wanted to play. Let's take a listen.
Literally everybody I am not blaming NECA at this point in time, because literally everybody in the WNBPA is also signed to another league. So I want to go over that.
That is a complete conflict of interest, by the way.
With you. So the president, NECA, is now signed to Project B. Kelsey Plum is signed to Unrivaled and has equity in Unrivaled. Now, all these players that I'm going to mention, they have equity in the leagues that they're signed to. Elizabeth Williams, Athletes Unlimited, which is a 5v5 offseason league. Brianna Turner, also Athletes Unlimited. Alicia Clark, also Athletes Unlimited. And then you have Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, who are obviously the founders of Unrivaled. Now, people have been talking about it so much, how Brianna Stewart and Nafisa being at the negotiations table is a direct conflict of interest, because their league is Unrivaled. And if the WNBA somehow doesn't happen, it honestly just helps Unrivaled, because more players could go to Unrivaled. Now, the the plot thickens because there are some big stars. We talked about it in a previous video. There are some big stars like Sabrina Ionescu, like Angel Reese, who decided not to play in Unrivaled this season. Are they not playing in Unrivaled because maybe they got an offer from Project B?
That's what I'm thinking. Hey. They already got their stake in Unrivaled because they played last year. They got their equity. They might be in Project B. Like, this is crazy, man.
I'll just tell you guys this straight up. If it is truly backed by Saudi money, no other league is going to be able to compete, even the WNBA. No other league is going to be able to compete with the amount of money that they will pay players. And the thing is, they will pay these players and they don't care if the league ever profits. They don't care if people watch. They don't care if people tune in. They don't care if there's butts in seats. They're going to pay you an absurd amount of money. And the reason why...
And she's 100% correct when she says they don't care if butts are in seats. When you go look at these like CBA games or some of these games like Alyssa Smith, that she made a lot of money to go play in China. They're in some of these games in little gyms. They ain't nobody there. Like, they don't care. A lot of these overseas teams, they're not paying. They're paying to try to win. They're not paying to sell tickets. A lot of them. And especially the Saudis, they don't care. Money does not mean anything to them. You know what I'm saying?
Why I know that they don't care about the results is because we saw what happened in Live Golf. If you want to look at the numbers between the PGA Tour and Live Golf, where they're getting paid exponentially more to play and live, look at these numbers. So the average final round viewership in 2025 for the PGA was 2.66 million on CBS and on NBC. For live, it was 385,000 on Fox. Head-to-head Sunday viewership on average in 2025, 3.1 million for the PGA Tour, 175,000 on Fox for Live Golf. The highest rated event in 2025 for the PGA Tour was the Valero Texas Open, which averaged 1.746 million viewers, and then Live Miami, which was 484,000.
See, they don't care. Like, they don't care that they're rating. They don't care. They're going to make these games available to us that want to see it streamed. They don't care about the ratings. They don't care if people are watching, because they don't care about the money. This is just something they want to do. Like, I just want to do it.
Viewers. So Live at its highest didn't even crack a million. Matter how well the league does. It truly doesn't matter. They're just going to pay them. And we don't know how much Nneka was offered. We don't know what they put in front of her, how much money they put in front of her. And Nneka's also a player who has been in this league for many, many of years.
Nneka took that bag and said, man, the hell with what y'all talking about. I don't care about all this. Y'all be talking all this women's rights stuff. Y'all be talking a whole lot of stuff. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all want to get the bag. And I'm cool. Look, I want to get to the bag. I'm cool with y'all wanting to get to the bag, but just be real and say you want to get to the bag. Don't be preaching all this other stuff and talking about, oh, we wanted rest. We only played overseas because to supplement our income, and it would be better for us to have time off so we could be healthy. Y'all didn't care about none of that. Y'all trying to get to the bag. Just say that. Just say that. You know what I mean? Project B has signed multiple WNBA players. Here it says some sources said multiple stars are being offered 7-figure salaries starting at $2 million annually, with their earnings for multi-year deals reaching 8 figures. I'm telling you, and they're receiving equity in the league similar to Unrivaled. So at the end of the day, the WNBA is in a jam, and the only option they're gonna have is to move forward with Caitlin Clarkson, the players on rookie contracts and replacement players, and it just is what it is. Get down in the comments, let me know what you think about this. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.